I don't understand. Hey guys, good morning. Hi everybody. Okay. Oh, okay. I now get. Hi everybody, good morning. You're welcome to Prostoryline. Please subscribe, like, share. Meanwhile, I'd like to know where you're watching from. I'd like to know which part of the world you're watching from. Today, I just want to talk about what? Child abuse in Nigeria. Child abuse in Nigeria. Children are being abused here in the country, especially children of the poor. We've have recurring incidences of children that are being taken, because over here, there's what they call SMED, house help thing that goes on. For instance, now maybe I'm a woman and I need help, like a maid, but most people do settle for younger children, which should be so. And at the end of the day, they abuse these kids. Thank you so much for the like. They abuse these children and make life is miserable. And this thing is very common in the tribe called the Igbos, Igbo women. They're really fond of this. Julie Bauch says, Kayla, hi, Julie. Julie, how are you? Julie, where are you watching from, please? Makes sense today. This recurring thing, I think way back then in I think 2019 or 2018 or 2020, I said something like my personal Facebook page. I wrote something about, Julie, this is for you too. I wrote something about a woman, like you're a mom, and then you went to a poor family and then pick a young child to be probably your nanny. And at the end of the day, instead of taking care of that child just like yours, you end up maltreating and then pampering your baby. It's very wrong. It is very wrong. It is very wrong. It is very wrong. I don't know how to, lay emphasis on how it is bad for you to take a child simply because this child is from a privileged home, or your family is doing better than the parents of the child. Shouldn't mean that you should maltreat that kid. If you take a child from a father or from a parents, and then with the promise of probably the parents are not able to do for the kid, and then probably you're doing very well for yourself, you take this child off the parents' house. If you know that you're not gonna see the child as your own baby, yes, he's a maid. He's, you took him or her to be nanny for your child or for your children. If you're very sure you're not gonna see that child the way you treat your own children, you're not gonna, you know, bless the child's life with the same treatment. There's no point. There's no point. Like Nicholas says, what is this? Nicholas, I don't know exactly you mean. Cooper's World. Hey, you're on a Cooper. Hi, Cooper. Cooper, where you watching from? Guys, like, and subscribe to the channel. I like to know where you're watching is. Please subscribe to the channel. That takes in children as maid. If you take a 10-year-old be a maid or a nanny, you always have it at the back of your mind that you're taking a child. And a child is still developing. So you're not going to expect him or her to behave like an adult. If you're not willing to tolerate, if you're not willing to child as yours, when you make a mistake, you correct with love. And if you're not ready to do the same or replicate the same thing on somebody's child you take into your home, don't take that child. make sure you don't take him. Make sure you don't take the child away from their parents, from his or her parents. So many nonsense is going on in the country, and it makes me feel very sad when women that, young women that has children maltreat another baby, another person's child, or another people's children, simply because they feel the parents are not gonna do, they cannot do nothing to them. Don't forget there's a law. And if you take a child, one thing for sure is that, there's this um, adage over here that says the young shall grow. The way you treat a child when you, don't you forget that it's going to when it grows up. And by the time it's grown, you be like in your old age, like your weak stage of life. The child might replicate, might pay you coin that you paid him while he was a child. So let's try to be nice to people. Let's try to be uh, tolerant. Let's try to be just try to condone things. If you are really, this thing is really sad. Maybe I just do it on a long form video, and then because it's something every time on the news, you see a child that the body has been, destroyed by a woman, by a mother, and these children are always between the ages of 10 and 11. Not like grown babies, not like grown up. The villages take these children to town with the promise to the parents, okay, I'm going to put him or her through school. On getting to the town, on getting to your home, you subject this child to a very terrible condition. Sometimes they even feed the child. Sometimes they don't even, buy clothes for these children. Sometimes they don't even, they let them hawk on the streets. The things that you then cannot endure through it's wrong. They are stubborn because of your maltreatment. You use born iron and they put on a child. It's very wrong. You use wire to flog a child, peeling skin, peeling her skin. The last one I saw was a young mom. She's 30 years old. The husband is 40. They went and took this young boy from the village. Good morning. And then the wife started maltreating this child. Who burn a rubber, like set a piece of rubber on fire, and then use it and be dropping the melting rubber on the child's skin. Thank God for neighbors that all the humiliation, all the terrible condition this man have been putting the child into or through. They came to the rescue, and it even attracted the attention of the government of the day. Are you talking about kidnapping in Nigeria? I saw it on the news in Australia. Kidnapping in Nigeria is be like, I'm not talking about a kidnapping. I'm talking about another thing, that is going on domestically here. It's about child abuse. Over here, a particular tribe is go to village. France said hi. Say happy birthday to my friend Dixon Myers. Happy birthday, Dixon. I wish you many, many more. You're welcome. Guys, subscribe and like to the channel. Subscribe and like to the channel. Like the channel. So CJ, I'm not talking about kidnapping. I'm talking about kidnapping. Thank you for that like. I'm not talking about, but kidnapping is a thing in Nigeria currently. A lot of it's scare like You have to, if you're very rich, you just have to like make sure that you don't find yourself in places where you can get kidnapped. It's a thing in Nigeria now. We have so much security issues, but the government is trying. The government is trying. So France, 1, 2, 3, 4. Where are you watching from? Which part of the world are you watching from? C- CJ6651 says it's dangerous. It's not dangerous. Like, come on now, don't make it look as if my country is the worst zone to be in currently. No, it's not dangerous. Places like America is equally dangerous. We have so many dangerous zones. What is happening in my country is what is happening happening elsewhere. It's not like, you know, Nigeria is identified with this kind of thing. No, what is happening here happens in every other country. Yeah, they kidnap people in the United States. They kidnap people in other African countries. So it's not peculiar to Nigeria. Nigeria is not dangerous. Where I'm at is not dangerous. We have, when the Western media wants to talk about some African countries, they're always blowing the bad side out of proportion. They're always telling the bad side. They don't tell the good side. Yeah, there are some places in Nigeria you don't have to go to, but there are like the big, call it, let me use percentage, like 80% of Nigeria is okay. 80% of states in Nigeria, you can visit and be very okay. It's just a minute, locally, like the northeastern part of the country is a little bit. I would say for tourists, it's not that okay to like visit without um, going with security, like very strong security backing, having a very strong security backing. You want to go to tourism, but people are still visiting. I've seen white YouTubers coming to the north. I don't know how they do it, and they're still shooting their videos. So it's not that dangerous. The media makes it look as if it's very dangerous. So I hope I cleared you, CJ. Nigeria is not that dangerous. Just some parts that is a little bit like the northern part, most especially. That is dangerous. And this northern part, I would say, is the villages, the interiors, like villages, interior. What are you going to the village to do? So if you want to visit any northern village, you have to go with a very strong security backing so that you can do whatever you want to do and then go back. But if you go to townships like the state capitals, it's safe. It is safe. The only dangerous, like if you want to embark on a long distance journey and then you want to go through the land, it's a little bit dangerous because of the issue of kidnapping. You might end up being rounded up and then taken into the forests, and then they be calling for your people for ransom. That's the only thing. So if you have money, like we always joke, if you don't have money for flights, then keep money for ransom. So it's better if you're going on a long distance journey, like call it the journey that would take like 12 hours on land, instead of, you just squeeze like close your eyes and then pay air this thing and then travel. That way you'll be safe. But the air this thing is really expensive. Air ticket is really expensive. That's why we're facing whatever we're facing now. And I would like to attune the crime, the insecurity thing that is going on in the country to unemployment. The rate at which Nigerian youths are unemployed is very alarming. Alarming. CJ says, but I see in many women travel to Lagos on 90-day fiancé. Yeah, yeah. So many women are coming into Nigeria to, like in the name of love. We have so many white women, but my problem with them is, old. they are old. Like, come on, what are they doing in my country? Like, see, I feel that our boys have been exploited. Our young boys are exploited by these Western women because the age, you know, the age is just on the high side. The gap between the ages is just always very like this. It's like this. Yeah, they're stealing our men. I will agree to that. CJ said they're stealing your men. Yeah, they are stealing our men, and I agree to that. There's one that came. There's one that is on TikTok. Uh, she came. You know, I learned she has herpes. She's an American lady, white lady, 35 years old. She came. I don't know how they met. The boyfriend of the then husband, a Nigerian guy, young guy, met her somewhere, maybe probably dating site. Before you know it, she came to Nigeria. They got married, and after everything, because normally most of these young guys that are going after older women, older Western women, I must tell the truth, it's for benefits. Everything is for benefit. The benefits of probably monetary benefits or travel benefits, card issues, like things like that. But these very incidents of with the girl, when she came in here, I don't know, things weren't really going. You know, they are not loyal. That's the thing. Most Western women are not that loyal. They don't behave like we African women. We are very submissive, very loyal to our men. So when she started exhibiting the Western kind of behavior, the guy was irritated, and before you know, they broke up. The guy got to know that he is being infected with herpes. And the same girl is still in Lagos State with different men. According to the guys, going about, spreading herpes in Lagos State with to young men. And I'm wondering what the government, that's not okay. If an African did that in a Western country, I don't think that kind of an African person will be walking free. CJ, you got it wrong about who is exploiting who. I got it wrong. Okay, what's your take on the exploitation part? On the exploit, I feel they're exploiting our men, like, because you don't, nobody's taking you over there. Like, no man have wants your attention. No man who needs you over there. You just channel your energy to Africa, and then you're like, it's like the carrots and whatever. Like you okay, I have cash, take cash, and then you're exploiting their youthfulness. So it's exploitation. I don't think that's how I see it. So he corrects me if I'm wrong, CJ. Most of them, they are being exploited. You give them money and then you take their youthfulness. I call it exploitation. CJ says, I don't think anybody's exploiting anybody. It's more beneficial transaction. And guy will leave the woman once he gets to US anyways. Really? Will leave the woman. Is it possible? I don't know about that. But well, okay, both parties are exploiting each other. That's what I'll say. This one is exploiting the financial part and the quality of the whole deal, while this one is exploiting the, I don't know whether should I call it the emotional part and the intimate kind of parts of the men. But all in all, it's exploitation. Like, it's not most of the thing that's happening is not genuine. Like, it's not genuine. Like true love. It's not like, okay, I like her for real. It's not true. See, it's about her intentions. The guy is lying and will leave her. I don't know. I had this. So therefore, the guys doing exploitation more. The question is, if these American, call it Western women, because it's not just American women, we have European women coming in and then looking for a younger men. Why can't you go for men, Nigerian men, your age? That's the question. Why can't you go for Nigerian men your age, or people that are within your age bracket? Why should it be somebody that is like you're like 20 years old older than, 25 years older than, 30 years older than? Why should you go for such men? Why? Why? Not like you're over here in Africa, really value what they call children. As a matter of fact, if I get married today, my husband people in the next 3 months, they'll be looking at my stomach if it's shooting out. That's how it is. So we really value children. So most of these older women that are coming into the continent to take our men, not like they're going to give birth to children for them. So what's the point? They're exploiting our men, they're taking them from us. If men do it, why can't women? I think when you getting married very soon, very very soon, very soon, very soon. So it's exploitation, and the thing is becoming very alarming because it's becoming very alarming, and I can't even blame our men. You know why? Because the country is tough, like an economic rescue for them. Economic rescues. For instance, maybe you have a woman that is out there. Uh, is it arranged? Is it? No, it's not going to be arranged. No, arranged marriage was for my grandmothers, not for me. No, nobody can arrange marriage for me. It's not going to be an arranged marriage. So I saw a video clip of a woman. She was, I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel these women, you should just go for your age bracket. We still have single men, single African men, your age bracket, okay? They need, like, those ones to be real with you. Like, they will be real with, they be sincere to you, because what are they gonna play for? But if you go for these young boys, they're gonna chop your money. They're going to eat your money. That's the truth. They're not in for anything. They'll be playing you. Some of them might just be playing you. I've seen a situation where I think the wife was even in agreement that the husband, because of papers, the husband was in South Africa. Okay, the brother went to South Africa and then got married to a South African, a Nigerian guy, from Anambra side, went to South Africa and then got married to a South African for papers, not for. The brother came back home, in that Igbo land, December is like a must. Everybody should just come home and then show off everything. So the brother came home, built a house, furnished a house, like trying the house opening party kind of. The sister was so like, oh my God, see my brother is doing very well. And was like, if the husband, this is a father of 5 children, they've had like 5 kids together. She's like, if the husband wants to go and then get married just for papers and be sending money, she's fine with that. She'll be fine with that. She doesn't care. As far as the husband will go marry and then be sending money home for kids over here, she doesn't have a problem. And I looked, I was like, what? Are you serious? Say yes, she will do it. What is there? Already she has had her children. And definitely, there are men like that. Most of these young men, they will have kids over here. Like I said, children are very important when it comes to marriage in Africa. So if you get married to an older, call it a woman that is in her menopause, and then you're getting married to all these young Nigerian or young African guys, let me tell you what, they're going to come back home, get married, and then have their children. You can't give it, except maybe, I don't know, a miracle happens, and then you will have children. But the truth is that he can hide that from you. He can hide that marriage from you. You will never know. Each time he will tell he's going to the village or going back to Nigeria to do one or two things, to see family, to have, guys having a marriage. We'll just tell you one funky story like that just to go see the family. And you will never know. By the time you know, like, she must have gotten everything, she must have gotten everything you wanted. And then whatever comes, be ready for whatever. By that, has gotten his papers and he's doing very well. Good morning, sir. Yes, sir.
You not tell me now. If you tell me so you get pepper since before.
CJ says, is he same age? Yeah, the age is not, I don't really like kind of maybe same age thing. He's going to be a little bit older than me. A little bit older than me. So he's not, yes, I saw one Nigerian guy. He was saying he wants to marry. I don't know. She's 60 or 60 or older. And he had to get permission from her, from mother. Yeah, yes, that's the truth. Over here in Nigeria, or call it in Africa, when it comes to marriage, we don't do like the West do, or the Western people do. Once it comes to marriage, like, both families have to come together, agree. The son will go to the parents, tell mom, tell dad, I'm getting married, tell the extended family members, I'm getting married, and then we'll join you. So it's not going to be just, thing couple just walk in and then get married. It's not like that. If your mother doesn't really give consent to whoever you're married to, it might be a problem. I'm an adult, I have to marry whoever I want, but if your mother or your father does not agree, okay, it might be a problem. Because here in Africa, culture is a thing. Traditions has to be observed. So if your father is not there on your wedding day, it could be a very big problem. It could be a very big problem. Uh, CJ says, then he tells the old woman, I won't marry you unless he is allowed to have a child with another woman. Okay. Then they're trying to get the old lady's daughter to donate the eggs or even have the baby. It was crazy. Did this incident happen there in Australia? CJ, did, what was he waiting for to turn 60 and then it wasn't like never had children, never, is it divorce? Is it divorcee, a divorce, whatever? What do you call them? What was he waiting for to turn 60 and then still unmarried? Okay, it's on okay, it's on TV show 90 and it's a reality TV show, isn't it? That's how it is, honestly. That's how it is. If I'm getting married now to my husband, I'm equally marrying the entire family. That's how it is in Africa. And my husband is married to my family too. That's how it is. So that's why of the couple is very important when it comes to marriage. If your father say no, you're not getting married to this person, Yeah, you may find your way out and then get married stubbornly, but it's going to be a problem in the future because you've not had your fatherly blessing over your marriage. It's going to be a problem. Like for instance now, let me say, in some cultures in Nigeria, we have different cultures, okay, practice in Nigeria. Like as a matter of fact, we have 250 or over 250 different cultures in Nigeria. The major one is the Igbo, Hausa, and the Fulani. Sorry, Igbo, Yoruba, and those are the major tribes, call it cultures in Nigeria. But there are some cultures, for instance, now, like if a woman, okay, finds love somewhere, all right, and then she's like telling the parents, okay, I found love, okay, this person have proposed to me, I want to marry, and the person is actually from a no area because of culture. Back in the day, there are some communities that used to fight each other, all right, and that thing have been that enmity thing is still there, culture community, because they are being seen as enemy. So if a daughter maybe finds love in that community, because of the long, call it this enemy thing that have existed way before the parents were even born. So they've been like kind of prohibited from having relationship with that community. And this daughter is like, Dad, I found love in that community. I want to go marry from that place. The dad may say no. And if the child is stubborn enough to say, okay, I'm an adult, this generation, okay, I'm an adult, what I want, and goes ahead, something stupid might happen to that child. Something stupid might happen to that daughter. May probably when she get pregnant and wants to give birth, she may die. Or, she might just be like an outcast, like they will push her from, being from this of this other community. Like she's on her own, she's like an outcast. So there are some cultures like that. If you marry, your parents has to give consent to that marriage, whoever you're getting married. If not, it's a problem over here in Africa. And that's why most like African marriages last. I'm talking about today's only this generation on like our grandmother's marriages lasted. That's why it lasted. Because families were involved. For instance, now there is conflict in your relationship, your marital relationship. Maybe you're having issues with your husband, or the wife is having issue. Okay, the husband is having issue with the wife. You can go back to the parents and then report her to the father or the mother, anybody that fears or anybody that she respects in her own family, and the people will call her and then talk to her. Then she will listen. That's why marriage is over here last. It's not like somebody will just wake up, okay, I'm having a divorce. I'm just tired. I need a divorce. It doesn't work like that over here. As a matter of fact, bride price is being paid. For you to tell, for you to get a divorce, you have to return someone's bride price, and it takes a process, a very, a very long process. Okay, sometimes you may go to like return the bride price, and they're not taking it. You have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this. Sometimes it's to appease the gods of the land. The only community, okay, returning the bride price. So it's not easy. It's not easy to get a divorce in Africa, especially if you are married traditionally. Sorry for the noise at the background, guys. Yeah, it goes to your dad, not you. Yes, the bride price doesn't go to, it can't, it's given to the father. Like in my own culture, the bride price, there's a bride price for the mother. There's equally a bride price for the father. But the bride price for the father is much more than the mother. And the bride price is actually money. There are some people that are not that greedy. They can take like 60 naira. From that 60 naira should be like maybe 1 cent or so. It's not that much. There are families that you go, they will ask you for so much money, millions of naira. So that's it. CJ says, this is not, this is common across Africa. Yeah, common bread price is really a thing in Africa. You have to pay. As a matter of fact, even if, let's say, the two of you as a couple end up living together and you've done every other thing, without that payment of bride price, people are not officially married. Like, people are not recognized traditionally as married people without the bride price. You may do everything, or like buy your supposed in-law Lamborghini or Bugatti, whatever. Like, you can say, but without paying that little token called bride price, people are not married. They're not recognized. So that's how it is over here. I don't know how the West does their thing, sha. I remember, I think 2 years ago, there's a girl in South Sudan. Her bride price was like, is it $20,000? The heads of cow given was like 100 and something cows, and she had two suitors that year. It was like, how do you call it? The winner takes it all. Both of them were like in competition. A young girl, she's very tall and sweet. They bidded. This one brought, but the other guy brought like I think $20,000 and hundreds of cows. More than the other one couldn't meet up. So the one that was able to meet up with the prize, the highest payer of bride price, was the one that took the girl home as a wife. It's very important. So tell me how you're going to save the man a divorce paper or papers when you are angry after spending so much money on you, after spending so much building a house for your parents. It's not possible. That means you have to return everything, return the money. It's not easy. That's why it plays a very call it a major role in, call it, conflict resolution in marriages in Africa. That bride price thing is very important, because for you to return it, it's not easy. It's not easy. Did I say what? More than, I think it was more than 100. How much USD is cow? Okay. Uh, Over here in Nigeria currently, if you want to buy a cow, one, one is almost like a very beautiful. It's not just going to be anyhow cow, hungry looking cow. No, it's going to be a healthy looking fat cow. So it's going to cost nothing like less than 1 million, and 1 million is like $1,300. 1,000 is between 1,300 or 1,400. That's $1,400. So times 100, that's the bride price. Yeah, I think Southern Sudanese girls, when it comes to marriage, the taller you are, the more bride price for you. or on your head. So she's very like, I think she's almost like, she's fine. She's a fine lady, fine young girl. But then she's just like maybe 18, 20 years, between age 20, 18 and 20 years. She's very tall, taller than me, tall, straight, black skin, dark skin. Yeah. So you can times that, like, that's a whole lot. The guy built a house for the parents, a bungalow, then paid $20,000, then bought, I think, 150 cows, fat ones, plus other things. The ceremony. How tall am I? I'm like 5'11", 5'11", 5 feet 11, almost 6 feet tall. I'm tall. Jamaica man, friend, where were you? It's long time I don't see you on. Hey, Bomba Cloud, what's up now? How are you? Long time. I took a little a break from streaming. That's why you've not been seeing me. How are you? Jamaican man, how are you? I took a little break. Sorry about that. How is your business? What's up? How is Kingston today? Say I'm good. How far? You know the late Nigerian slangs, right? It says your Nigerian slangs this morning. Are they fine? Are they fine? I'm okay. How is your business? How is your? I guess you're the guy that is into baking business, right? Business up and running. That's great. That's so good to know. That's good. I hope you're not affected. I heard there's so much flood around the world. Like, people have been affected by this rainfall and flood and all. I hope your area is not affected. I hope you're good. Your family, everybody's fine. Nothing's affecting you. No natural disaster. Nothing. Okay. Good to see you again, Jamaican man. Good to see you. Ha 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 ha. That was from last November, last year. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank God this year nothing like that is happening. That's good. That's good to know. Ogashita, that's good to know. So Jamaica man, we were talking about these older women coming to Africa, older Western women, women in their 60s, late 50s coming to Africa to marry young African men that are in between their ages of maybe 25 to 36. I called it exploitation, and somebody's saying I'm wrong to call it exploitation. I said the women are exploiting our young men simply because they're taking advantage of them because of the economic differences, economic call it gap in between. You know, they are doing better than them economically. They come in here, okay, take, I will give you money, be my lover. So I see that as a form of exploitation. And somebody's saying I shouldn't see it that way. So what's your take on that? A Jamaican man saying you really resemble a Jamaican. Yeah, more, yeah, more, yeah, more, yeah, more. I'm very dark skinned, really. I'm very dark skinned. And I love it. CJ says they were mostly rappers hoping to get US visa for their music career. No, CJ, they're not mostly rappers. They're not, they're still not where currently there are plenty of them, plenty of them. Imagine somebody that is like 55 dating a 25-year-old. For like, what's wrong with you? What do you want a 25-year old to do for you? He has a whole life ahead of him. You don't have. So why are you coming to like, stifle him up with your loneliness? It doesn't make sense. That's I see that's an exploitation. In the TV show, they were okay. Oh, unless that in the 90-day fiance. Okay. But in real life, apart from the TV show thing, it's not just the rappers. Okay, normal guys on the streets that all these older women are coming for. And the men are exploiting the women. Do you know how much money they are getting the women to send them? Well, talking about the women sending them money, they say time. For Nigeria, they say time na money. Does that mean time is money? Time na money, meaning time is money. So if I'm wasting my time talking to you, yeah, that's how those men see it. If they're wasting your time, their time of life talking to you, probably maybe 2 hours of their life talking to you, you have to pay for it. And besides, you're far older than them. You have to pay because what you're looking for is expensive. Yeah, their youthfulness is very expensive. So if you want them, you have to pay for it. That's why they ask you send money, and those women will stupidly send because you refuse to date somebody your age bracket. 20, you're like 60 years. You're going for a 25 years old. What do you think is going to happen? You have to pay for his youthfulness. CJ says you are talking like the guys are innocent victims, but being exploited, it's not the case. No, I'm not talking as if the. Well, it's. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to. I don't know to convince you to see from my angle that everything. I don't know how to do. The guys are not innocent, okay, but the women equally are not victims to me. They are not. It would be a red flag for me as a woman that a guy, because I'm from a society that I believe that a man should be a provider. So it would be very weird for me to be asked of money from a man and then I'll be sending. I won't do that. I'm not biased. Say you are biased. I'm not biased, and the men are not being forced. Equally, the women are not being forced. Some of them are very desperate. Very desperate. It's just desperation that is getting their money being, taken away from them. It's desperation. So I'm not biased, really. I'm not biased. The women refuse to see themselves as the real queens. Yeah. And then they're settling for less. Because if you're older, what are you doing? Like, how do you even like? There's one. No, sorry. There's this one. What is his name? One a young guy like that. Getting married. The guy should be like maybe 34, 35. He got married last year to one Atlanta, Georgian woman from the United States, Georgia, the state of Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, and the guy is so happy. I don't know. Actually, the woman changed his life. He used to tell a fashion designer, the woman changed his life. But still, I don't know. I can't really say if it's love. The guy is pretending. I don't know if he's pretending, anyways. But it seems to be very happy in the relationship. I don't know if the happiness being driven by what he's getting, everything that is from the relationship. But the thing is that it still boils down to this woman cannot give a child. And in Africa, we value children. I feel he's been exploited, but he's happy being exploited. It's crazy. Neither are victims. I mean, if they do what that, they should not act surprised by listening. Yeah, exactly. 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 The funniest thing, the sense that very older, okay? If a woman reaches the age of 30 in Nigeria, they will not get married to you. They will tell you are too old. This set of guys that are getting married to women in their 60s, in their 50s, they will not. If they see a Nigerian woman that age, they will not want. They will not want because they will start caring about what people will say or what. They won't. But I'm surprised that Jamaican friend, I would have to WhatsApp you what plenty Jamaican women living in the US say. Okay, no problem. No problem. I like to know. I like to know. I don't know if these Western women comes to Jamaica and then because Jamaicans are equally black, so they come to Jamaica and then take your younger men. This thing that I'm saying, CJ, is a very serious matter in Africa. As a matter of fact, I think the government of this country, what is it called? This tiny West African country, um, hey, the Gambia, yes. The Gambia had to stop. The government had to like raise an alarm. No, 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 no. People shouldn't come here and be taking our young men. They had to like do something about it. I don't know if it's state of emergency. The government really, was the eye of the government was on every older Western woman that comes into the country. Because most of them come as tourists, and then be going to the beach and then, before you know it, taking these young guys and then stop some shit. So I just believe I don't know what the Nigerian government is doing anyways. I don't know what the Nigerian government is doing. Things becoming worrisome. It's becoming worrisome. But I can't even blame on the other hand I can't even blame the men because the country is not that easy to survive in. And here you gain your respect by what you have to call it, or you show your worth, or I don't know, people see your worth by what you offer, okay, by the kind of wealth you have, by what you have to offer monetarily or economic or financially. So if you don't have money, you don't level up, people will look down on you. And as we used to, joke, you can't even say a word in your family meeting because they'll be like, who is talking? You don't have nothing to offer in this family. So even when within your family, you don't even have a say. So that's how it is over here.
Asal na. Ṣebí gbẹ́ni. Ṣebí gbogbo wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ sí.
Are you serious? Okay, yeah, it's very close. I know. It's 1 hour flight from Jamaica to the US. Yeah, I know it's very close. I know the US and Jamaica. It's a little bit very close. It's not far. It's not far enough. But here it's like 12 hours flight. 12 hours from the US. CJ, you didn't even know what? So I didn't even know. Okay. CJ, what didn't you know? CJ, what didn't you know? Ah, Jamaica is in the Caribbean. Yeah, it's very close. It's the Caribbean. Uh, Jamaican man, I hope I'm right. Uh, it's around, it's very close to, North America, South America. I don't know if it's between, but it's within, it's very close to North America, it's very close to South America. It's within that territory. So it's very close to the US. Jamaican man, CJ is from the Pacific, Australia. So that's why he thought he never knew. That's why he never had an idea. People like we all are very like in very distant places. Only know two famous Jamaicans, Bob Marley and Muji. I don't know about Muji, but I know about Bob Marley. Jamaican man, do you know who is Muji? I don't know who is Muji. I think the only colleague singers from Jamaica that are very popular and known is call it the Marleys. You know, Marley and his family. Um, who again? Is that, um, I have something about topic I could send to you. What's that? Please, I want whatever you have, just send it. I like to know. I like to hear from you. Muji, I don't know about Muji. I don't know if Alpha Blonde is from was from Jamaica. I know he's late now. Jimmy Cliff, yeah, Jimmy Cliff. Jimmy Cliff of the memory from was from there. Okay, Muji is a spiritual teacher. He went and learned in India and taught in UK and now Portugal. Okay, I don't know about Muji. I only know about the musicians. I don't know about anybody besides the reggae artists in Jamaica. Those are the only people I don't know much about the rest. I don't know about the rest. Jamaican man, you say you have something to send me. What do you want to? What's the contribution to the topic? What do you think? What's the contribution of older women coming in? Yeah, age gap relationship is fine if it's real, if it's genuine, but when it comes to from people exploiting from each other, I don't like it. CJ says even this Jamaican is very well respected by spiritual seekers in India. CJ, what's your religion? CJ, what's your religion? Jamaica, you have a link where I could send it. Okay, just check me out on. I don't know how to. I don't have a pen currently. Okay, just check me out on my Facebook page. Facebook page, or you go to my Instagram. Black Gold. Black Gold. That's my Instagram. Check me out. One. CJ, I refuse to believe you have. Like, are you an atheist? Why? Why would you have a religion? Why? Are you an atheist? Like, that calls for another discussion entirely. Are you an atheist? If you have no religion, I'm going to introduce you to my own religion. That. No, not an atheist, not a Christian. I am no religion. That doesn't sit right with me, really. You have to. Okay, but do you believe there is God? Do you believe there is known as God or called God? If you don't have a religion, I don't have a choice than to introduce it, and you have to. I would like you to learn about my own. Introduce me to who? My religion. Okay, introduce you to Jesus Christ. How about that? You know one thing about Christianity? I love Christianity for one reason. Like, you're not coerced into anything, into accepting anything. We tell you what's up. It's now left for you, and then we commit you to the. We then we leave you alone. You say no way. You say no way. Please, CJ. You're joking. You were raised a Christian, and you stopped believing when you were 6 years old. What happened? Something must have happened that changed your belief. So what happened to you? CJ, what happened? Six, you're still a very young child. You didn't even know your left from right. Something must have happened to you that you stopped believing. No, not joking. I just seek truth and peace. For me, the only truth I know and the only peace that I've found is in Jesus. So I wonder why you said you stopped believing. Like 6 years old, that's a long time, and I know that you're an adult now. That's so many years ago. So what happened? What's the thing that really happened that changed you, changed your belief system? What happened? And you want to be like really religious free or religion free? What happened? I stopped believing in Jesus before I stopped believing in Star. But Jesus is gonna save you, CJ, for real. Jamaica man says I could send it to Nanive Erica. I would ask. I would ask her to get it to you. Ask her to get it to me. Okay. If you have an Instagram, Jamaican man, if you have an Instagram or Facebook page, just leave me the name on this chat. After the live stream, I'm going to check you out. That's what I do. If you have a link or if you have a page on Instagram or Facebook page, leave it there. I'm going to check you out. I'll check you out after the live stream. None of it met. Ah, God. Whew. CJ, which was your which one was your church? Which one was your church? Let me know. Or what was your church when you were a child? You don't want to tell me what happened that you changed your belief system. So what is? Let me know where the lapses came in. Hey, now you're talking. I even wanted to like suggest it was Roman Catholic. I see why you like, lost faith that easily, like, in such a young age. I'm not accepting of believing in anything. Okay, see, but the truth is, what's that his name? I'll leave you your, you know, in Christianity, we don't like force people to accept anything. We only introduce you to the truth, to the light, which is Jesus. And it's left for you, it's like pay for you for the Holy Spirit to take over. Okay, it's not for us to do that, but we pray for you for the Holy Spirit to take over and then do His thing. We can tell you, okay, read the Bible. We can tell you, do this, do that. Ask, just pray, talk to God. Okay, I know there is God somewhere. Okay, God, show me the real truth. I'm going to do that for you. I'm not going to force you, okay, you must. No, that. It's not that. CJ says, I'm not capable of believing in anything. Probably the closest religion to what I follow is Advaita. What does that mean? Is that a game or something? Seriously, CJ, we'll talk about this much more. Like, do you have a Bible? CJ, do you have a Bible? At least you can read that at your leisure time. And then, I don't know. There's a guy, TikTok. What's his name? Okay, it's a philosophy based on Upanishads, based in Hinduism, but I'm not Hindu. Okay, you know what you do? I want you to, okay, fine, you can practice whatever. I have respect for everybody, whatever you want to worship. Even want to worship a chicken, I'm fine with that. Okay, I respect you for whatever you choose to believe in. But in seeking the truth, in trying to know truth, why don't you compare the different? Because I believe all these religions, Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, which one again? Judaism. All of these religions, they have the principal books, like the call it their Bibles. So why don't you just be reading each and every one of them and then seek the truth, the real truth about who to follow? That I think that should be what you should know. Why don't you read the Holy Quran, the Torah, read the Bible, and then pray, God, open my eyes, let me know what's. So I don't know what the Buddhists and the Hindu people use, anyways. I don't worship anything, and I don't know if there is God or isn't God. I'm sorry to say this, please. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. My Bible says anyone that says there is no God is a fool. Anybody that even have the thought that there is no God is a fool. Do you think everything that is existing on this planet just came just like that? There's nobody that designed it. CJ. Jamaican man. Oh. Okay, just what you want. I'll write it on the ground. Jamaican man, say what you want to sell. Write it on the ground. I am deeply spiritual, more so than most Christians. Yeah, I understand that. But being spiritual doesn't really mean anything. Doing the right, okay, you can be doing witchcraft, that's being spiritual. You can be doing voodoo, that's being spiritual. You can be you can be practicing things that are harmful to yourself, to people, your neighbors, to people around you. That's still being spiritual. But following the truth is what that will really save you and then save people around you. Jamaican man, what's this? Is it 876? What does it mean? That? Jamaican man, what's the meaning of 1876? 1876. Okay, spiritual is a word open to interpretation. Okay. Like I said, see, I'd like to introduce you if you don't mind. Just maybe you just give me 1 week. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Believe is weak too. Oh God. Okay, what's the difference between belief and faith? What's the difference between belief and faith? Jamaican man, I've gotten the number. I don't know what. Which one is the code? Like, is it plus 1 8? Jamaican man. Why all these Christians cry at funeral or when they are dying? Why nobody happy to be going to heaven if they truly believe? Oh Jesus Christ! Ah, uh, uh, Okay, I think you're making sense right now. Why do people cry at funeral? Why do people, some people, get scared to die, like they're afraid to die? Nobody will, that's very, that's a very funny thing to say. Do or use the name of the Lord thy God in vain. I get you. Have you seen nothing Nigerian Christians? You've never, I wish you were on WhatsApp. I would have sent pastor, on a pastor, because of the, call it insecurity thing that is going on. So, you know, most Christian community in Plateau State in Nigeria, especially in the remote areas, get attacked by some of them. They say, I don't know, by a particular group. I don't want to mention it. So it's always like a religious kind of attack. So there's this pastor that is very like, oh my God, his name is Pastor Ezekiel. He's not afraid to die. He is not afraid to die. I guess some people that are, some Christians that are afraid to die could be afraid of, you know, the reason why they are afraid is because they feel they have not fulfilled their destiny or probably their purpose. That's why they're like, oh, I'm scared to die. Because if you're being sent, everybody's sent to this world to fulfill a particular purpose, all right? So if you don't fulfill the purpose, that means you are a failure. And once you die, it's either you go to heaven or hell. Or sometimes maybe you're not even like, your ways are not straight before the Lord. So it definitely, if call it an incident of a shootout happens now, you have to like try to hide yourself, because if you die right now, you're not making heaven. So I guess that's why some people are afraid to die. Some Christians are afraid to die. So do you use it? Okay. Me, I am not scared. I don't believe. I know. You want to know what's me believing in Christianity? Yeah, I would like to know, please. I would like to know what stopped you in believing in Christianity. What happened to you? What happened, CJ? You say you stopped believing in going to church, stopped believing in being a Christian at age 6. So I know definitely something to you that made you take that kind of decision. And I guess you're an adult now, and it's been many, many more years. Why you assume something happened to me? Nothing happened, okay? I'm just naturally inquisitive and have inquiring mind, okay? So, from your inquiries and whatever discoveries, what do you think about Christianity as a religion? As a Christian, oh, sorry, you see, you're no longer Christian. Okay. Jesus says, I thought humans have existed for hundreds of thousands of years. All go to hell before Jesus came along 2,000 years ago. I don't know. That's a very difficult question. You just asked me. Well, I don't know. I don't know if they. Well, different, still in the Christianity thing, different denominations sees hell and heaven as in different ways. Like the Jehovah Witnesses, they always tell you heaven on earth. The when you suffer, when you go through tribulations of life. I don't know if that's, I don't know. So I don't know if people that existed before Jesus came to the planet, when they die, they go to heaven or hell. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. No. I don't know really. I don't. Seriously, I don't. That's very, very difficult question right now you placed for me to answer. I don't know. Is there If there is a truth, I believe the truth can be found within. Within where? Within where? Within where? But do you know? I don't know. I don't know how to preach. You're going to turn me to a preacher right now, but I don't know how to preach. CJ, you want to turn me to a preacher? I don't know how to preach. I don't know. I've always been saying that. I didn't I was born into an Islamic home. I would have thought the religion of Islam is the best. I found myself, I was born into a Hindu home. I would believe that, Hinduism is the best. I found myself in, aside Christianity. I was born into another religious home. I would have thought that religion is the best. That's the true religion. That's why, like I said earlier, I say I have respect to whatever you worship, whatever you choose to believe in, whatever you choose to have faith in. Like, I would never talk you out of your religion, but I will always introduce you to mine. And thank God, my kind of religion is not the type that you have to like force someone. You only just says we should do our bit by preaching, introducing people to Christ, and then it's left for them to accept or not to accept. Once you do that, okay, God, heaven bears you witness that you've done your bit. That you've done your own thing. So it's now for the person that is you whatever you have to say. Probably the Holy Spirit will help him, bring him in to the religion, or you've done your part, so nothing is going to be held against you. Says if there is good can be found within, and then goes on to say, this is why I like the Upanishads. I don't know what that is. You said it's in Hindu. I don't have to believe anything because I am not capable of belief. Okay. It says it explains life in a logical way that I can understand. Okay. Maybe you were not brave enough to escape your brainwashing. Oh God! Is that being brainwashed? Oh, am I being brainwashed? I'm not brainwashed. Come on now, like I'm not brainwashed. The fact that I'm a Christian doesn't mean I'm brainwashed. I'm not brainwashed. I am not brainwashed. Such an conditioning. Jamaica man says, friend, I'm going to sleep now. It's 5:26 a.m. in Jamaica now. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Jamaica man, I'll reach out. Okay. CJ says, you should put down absolutely everything you have ever learned. And if you go back to Christianity from a clear slate, I'll be very surprised. Oh, my Bible says if you ask, to be all knowing, like you claim to know everything before like it's before God. So I don't think if you want to follow or you want to be a Christian, a real Christian, not just a Christian, a real follower of Christ, you have to act stupid. What really makes sense is not supposed to make sense. Okay. So I guess maybe that's where you said of the things that I take in. Okay. I'm very aware of the things that I take in. As a matter of fact, I filter what I take in. Yeah, truth is personal, yes. Were you raised Catholic or Christian? I was raised a Christian, not a Catholic. I was raised a Christian. But what's the difference? Catholic, there's still Christians. What's the difference? There's no difference. Catholic, I think that's the first church in the whole planet before all these small, small ones came out. So there's no difference. I don't know, like CJ, I wish you were just like physically present. We would have had a very long discussion on this topic. And then you will see reason why you have to like have a religion. And Christianity for that matter as your religion. I understand, so many things have been happening in the church these days, but we still have, good churches. We still have good Christian churches. We still have good men of God out there. Really. Exactly. Whatever brings you peace, you follow it. Yeah, you're right. So Christianity gives peace, brings me comfort. As a matter of fact, I'm serious. Like, well, I don't know. Like I said earlier, I didn't mean I was born into an Islamic home or my parents were Muslims. Probably I was just saying, oh, Islam is the best religion. Or the same to other religion. I didn't mean I was born into such religions. I would think they are the best. But I was born into Christianity, so I just feel this is the best for me. I feel this is the best for me. And like you said, whatever that brings peace, which is very necessary, very important, follow it. So I follow what gives me peace and comfort, which is Christianity. And that doesn't mean I don't have respect for people that people that are non-religious like you. I have great respect for you. Okay, I respect what you believe in. I do. Oh, it's I think we've been like 1 hour plus. I'll be going. I'll be going. So it's just a very great discussion today. I thank you. Thank you for tuning in today. I've not had my breakfast and it's almost like midday. So let me go have my breakfast now. Thank you. And I'm gonna contact you. Thank everybody for tuning in. France, friend again. Um, Big Son, yes. Nicola, thank you. Julie, thank you. Thank everybody. These boys know they come. They coming. Think not to. Kind of stuff.
Don't take off banana. I'm a very good person. Don't see the rest of the day. Take over. No, I know. Bring 500, come back 500, move buy one. 1,000 naira.
No, move buy for separate gallon. They cheat us together. Where you? I don't know, man.
I